過ぎた季節が嘘だとしても重ねたぬくもりは嘘じゃない君が残した背中の傷跡は今もずっと甘くてだからずっと痛くて
Yo, what it do, guys? It's your boy, Leon Mookie, and I'm giving you another chapter of The Hero of Senran Kagura. In the last chapter, Izuku began still meeting new people in his life, and making new friends as well. Like meeting a quirkless girl that's the same as him, being Mirai, and becoming friends with her, and also meeting another shinobi girl, Yagayu, who actually sees Izuku as her hero for saving her little sister. And for that, she's actually starting to develop a crush on Izuku. With then Izuku now training with All Might to inherit One for All. However, given that his years and years of training as a shinobi, he most likely already has the body for One for All. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Chapter 3, What Hero Means to Me, as Izuku and All Might are on Dagobah Beach cleaning up the massive illegal dumpster pile, with Izuku using his shinobi jutsu while in his shinobi tenshin, basically slicing through each and every garbage pile with one solitary slash of his two Odachi swords, with All Might using One for All to clean up the beach as well. They were able to at least get half of it done in just a matter of 3 days, with All Might saying, "I'm quite impressed, young man. You haven't even used One for All, and yet you're already cleaning this place up well better than I could." With then Izuku saying, "Well, it makes sense. Shinobis may be known for their stealth and agility and skill. However, we need destructive and overwhelming power to defeat our enemies, especially the true enemies of humanity." With All Might saying, "You never told me about that. I believe that the true enemy of humanity was a certain villain I faced years ago. But it feels like you're talking about things that are not even human. Tell me, could you tell me that, young Midoriya? You did tell me you are a shinobi and ninjas." Within Izuku actually having a flashback where he and the Gessen girls are actually being taught by his father, Hisashi, saying, "Izuku, girls, I'm about to tell you about the true enemy of all of shinobis. No, the true enemy of mankind itself. These creatures are known as Yoma." Hearing this word, Izuku actually raises his hand, saying, "What are the Yoma, Dad? You've never told me about them." Within, Yumi soon explains, "Yoma are creatures from another plane of existence. They drawn on shinobi bloodlust and death." With then Shiki saying, "Totally. They're basically demons and parasitic monsters that feed on the bloodshed and anger of all shinobis from good to evil, and even rogue too. So they're basically one of the biggest buzzkills in the world." With soon Hisashi saying, "Exactly, you two. That is what a Yoma is. They're the greatest threat to all of humanity. They only seek destruction. They only seek death, and they only care nothing more to see all of humanity either crumbled beneath their feet and slaughtered before them as well." But then Izuku saying, "But if that's the case, why not get the heroes involved? I mean, surely they could." But then Yozakura saying, "Izuku, It's cute that you really think that, but it's only Shinobi's duty to take care of Yoma. If a hero got involved and fought against a Yoma, they will most likely be slaughtered, no matter how strong their abilities are. Quirks have their limits. Shinobis, we are born to surpass our limits after all. And with then Morikumo, as she's not wearing her mask yet, saying, yeah, so we need to become stronger to face against them. And we were made to take them down. It's only natural for Shinobi to be the ones to fight them, since we're the ones that draw them, right, Master Hisashi? With soon she covering her face with her hands, trying not to draw any attention to herself any more than she already did. With soon Hisashi nods, saying, you're correct, you two. Even if heroes wanted to defeat Yoma, it would be impossible to. It's hard enough for normal shinobi to take down at least one Yoma. But there is a way to destroy Yoma. That being Kagura's. Within everybody's eyes begin widening, with Izuku saying, isn't a Kagura the highest form of title that a shinobi can gain in this day and age? Within Hisashi saying, exactly. Once a shinobi becomes a Kagura, they are given the technique, the ability, the strength to strike down all Yoma before them, to become the true guardians of humanity. Both good and evil shinobi can reach this title. It is a true honor among honor to become a Kagura. But then Izuku saying, so it's almost like being the number one hero, or being part of the top 10. It's quite amazing. But then Hisashi saying, however, even so, it's hard. Nowadays, finding a Kagura is not as easy. Not a lot of people nowadays have reached the title of Kagura. I only believe, if I recall, I think there's only around, 10 Kaguras left around the world. And Yoma are basically limitless creatures from another plane of existence. So, if any of you who do find a Yoma, either do one thing, pray and hope that you don't die. With then Izuku basically goes. But then Hisashi saying, also, sometimes I think it's better if a male shinobi faces against a Yoma. With then everybody's eyes begin widening. With then Minori soon saying, what do you mean, Mr. Hisashi? I mean, doesn't any shinobi can take on a Yoma? But then Hisashi saying, true, they can. However, most Yoma but Yoma are all females. There are no male Yoma. Every Yoma that comes through the dimensional gap to slaughter shinobis are always female. And there are also times when Yoma end up taking a mate, mostly it being a male human. Doing this, they end up, intercoursing with that male human. And it's always best if a male shinobi is part of that team to keep as both a sacrifice and as a diversion to allow their teammates to leave. Given that nowadays, female shinobis are the ones who make up the majority of shinobis are all around the world. Male shinobis, such as myself and Izuku, are now in the minority. So, son, if you do end up finding a Yoma, pray that it doesn't kill you, and pray that it just actually wants to, satisfy its urges in another way. With Izuku actually going red, sweating like a freaking fountain, and shaking like crazy right now as he begins vibrating the entire living room as Hisashi is giving this entire lecture at their entire place. With soon Yumi and also Yozakura actually hold Izuku's hand, both with Yozakura on Izuku's left and Yumi on Izuku's right, with soon Morikumo, Shiki, and Miyabi all comfort the green net boy as they all tell him that they will not allow any Yoma to defile their precious green net cinnamon roll. With this also, these words actually calming Izuku. However, he begins blushing even more, having that all 5 girls are now basically comforting him, with him now going even more red, but stop shaking though, with Izuku soon getting out of the flashback, but then shaking. Sorry, All Might. You still have secrets you can't tell me, and there's some secrets I still can't tell you. That's all. Let's just say that shinobis have to deal with something that's a lot more, problematic than just humans and villains and heroes alike. But then All Might hearing this, as he hears more slashing and lightning and wind crackling behind him, with him thinking, if you say so, young Midoriya. As he soon descends another Detroit smash, destroying another giant trash pile. With then, they are able to clear out the entire beach, saying, there we go, that takes care of that. Well, thank you for your help, young Midoriya. With Izuku saying, it's always glad to help alongside you, All Might. I'm truly honored. As he soon bows his head to his idol and the number 1 hero of his country, saying, haha, throughout this entire time, you never used One for All. Can I ask why? With soon Izuku saying, actually I have been using One for All, but not here. There's a place that my father used to take me to train. I was actually been trying to use One for All there. Well, you were, as soon All Might saying, oh, how has it been? Saying, not easy at all. Let's just say, when you gave me One for All, I did end up breaking my entire body and bones. It really, really hurts like crazy, even at 100%. So, I've been trying to figure out other ways to use One for All, or trying to get my body to acclimate to at least 100% of One for All. But, little did I know, it's easier said than done. So, I'm trying to figure out different ways and different styles to incorporate it. So I thought, why not channel it through parts of my body instead of throughout my entire right arm or right leg or any other pieces or any other parts of my body? Why not focus it through my fingers, or then focus it on just my hand, or maybe one of my toes, and even maybe parts of my face, like my cheeks, my jaw, or possibly my nose. Any aspect, channeling One for All through certain points of my body should be able to help me. That's what I thought at first. And it has helped, not in a big way, but in a way that allows me to adapt to One for All. With then All Might saying, I see. You're getting quite a bit of hang of it. Well, maybe not at first, but then Izuku saying, well, I kind of figured that as much. After all, One for All was a quirk that was passed down from user to user, getting stronger with each user passed down, right? So it only makes sense when when you had it, who's had it for so long, and then giving it to me. Well, just look at the effects. I now have power that's equal or possibly even greater than yours, All Might. Within, All Might saying, haha, well, I guess you're right. It's gonna take time for your body to truly acclimate it. I'm just glad that you did some serious training for your body to actually already have used to it. If you didn't do the proper training, I believe your limbs would basically blast right off you. With All Might laughing this off, within Izuku actually sweating like crazy, saying, I am so lucky for Dad training me all these years, because if he didn't, I would most likely be dead. As he says all of this within his mind, as All Might finished laughing, saying, Now, my boy, just take your time. Focus on what you can do, you still have plenty of months before the UA entrance exam begins. You have at least 8 more months before the entrance exam begins. So take your time. Focus on that, ninja training of yours, saying shinobi. Ninjas are basically a bastardization of the name that we are known by. It's what my father says, though. So don't take it too seriously. Even though many people think it is an insult, I just see it as the same name, just not in a more good way. With soon, all my saying, I see. I understand, young man. Just focus on your shinobi training or have fun. Don't you have any friends, Think? Friends. Before you gave me one for all, I was basically quirkless. Who wants to hang out with a quirkless kid? With soon, all my saying, I truly see. Well, I think I can understand how that feels. Saying, really? I have a hard time believing that, given that you're the symbol of peace, Mr. Yagi. I'm pretty sure you would have tons of friends growing up. After saying this, All Might began having flashbacks of his time as, young Toshinori, being bullied, looked down upon, basically being told to, not even worry about anything, that he'll never be a hero, until one person believed in him, and one person was the one who gave him one for all. With soon All Might getting out of his memory saying, well, you could say that. Let's just say I had one person who truly believed in me, that I could become the #1 hero and the symbol of peace that you see today. But soon Izuku saying, really? Well, I guess there are some things that can really surprise people. But that aside, thanks, All Might. I appreciate it. With then Izuku getting a message on his phone as it's coming from Asuka. With then Izuku saying, can you give me a minute, All Might? Saying, of course, young man. Take your time. As he looks through the message, is saying from Asuka, Izuku wanted to hang out with him tomorrow, given that they don't have school. With Izuku basically messaging, saying that he's alright hanging out with her. Seeing her tomorrow, possibly around 11 o'clock. With that, he soon sends a message saying, I guess I'm hanging out with an actual friend tomorrow. Saying, aha, I see. Within Izuku saying, they're shinobi friends. Not, friends that wouldn't know me for me outside of being a shinobi. But she really is an awesome and close friend I grew up with. But saying, she? Saying, don't think of it like that, All Might. She's just a childhood friend. I doubt she likes me and anything like that. With Izuku blushing quite a bit, shaking his hands frantically, saying, I'm not judging, young Midoriya. Not one bit. I'm just saying, that's all. At any rate, see you when you're free, young Midoriya. I'll be going now. Within All Might debuffing back into, his small might form, is saying, see you around, young Midoriya. With soon Izuku saying, see you around, Mr. Yagi, and take care. Good luck tomorrow as All Might, as much as you can. Saying, thank you for your encouragement and words of luck. After that, the two users of One for All split away from each other for tomorrow. Also, Izuku heading back home and preparing for his day tomorrow with Asuka. The next day, in the early noon, Izuku heads to Asakusa, as he needs to head there pretty early, given that he needs to take multiple train rides to get there. He soon leaves the underground train station, and then he arrives at a familiar sushi restaurant, with soon seeing a familiar face. Within Izuku screaming out, hey, Asuka! With soon she's seeing Izuku, she can't help but say, Izuku, over here! With then Izuku trying to catch his breath saying, sorry, you're actually on time. it's other people that I'm actually, well, waiting for too. With Izuku tilting his head to the side saying, wait, you're waiting for other people? I thought it was just gonna be us. With soon saying that, Asuka couldn't help but blush, saying, well, I mean, I wouldn't mind it just being us, but I have two people who wanted to meet you, actually. With Izuku getting confused, saying, wait, there are people who want to see me? Yeah, they're actually shinobis too. They're my senpais and part of the... With soon, Asuka was about to finish what she was saying until she was uncomfortably groped behind her. With that sudden surprise, she begins, well, screaming a little bit from being groped. With soon Izuku actually blushing like crazy, saying, whoa, what the heck is going on? With then a girl saying, never gets old on with these things. They're so amazing. With then Asuka saying, Katsuragi, please stop. Not in front of Izuku. With then she looking over Asuka's shoulders, with Izuku seeing that of a blonde-haired girl with long hair and a blue ribbon around her hair as well, with her, well, navy blue eyes looking at the third-year junior high greenette, with Izuku feeling somewhat nervous and shaking as she continues groping Asuka, who's really, really uncomfortable right now, with saying, you weren't kidding, Asuka. He is a cutie. With soon both Izuku and Asuka both blush at the same time, with then she letting go of Asuka, with Asuka panting, and mostly that of relief actually, as Katsuragi walks up to Izuku, with Izuku still blushing quite a bit, having a girl walk up to him. Not only that, she's also quite taller, just by at least 2 or 3 inches, as she soon says, my name is Katsuragi, and I'm the senpai of your childhood friend Asuka here. And not only that, she's also a good friend of mine as well. With then Izuku saying, okay, it's good to meet you, but why were you... With soon, as Izuku was about to ask why she was, well, sexually harassing, well, Asuka, she soon grabbed Izuku for his nads. Within Izuku's eyes began widening, with soon even Asuka's eyes widening. Within, it felt like time has just stopped for a split second, as soon it feels like Izuku begins having that of a revelation as he sees his life flash before his eyes, wondering on how did he get to this point? How did he get to this very moment? Where soon he basically steps right back with his entire body basically red, face flustered, stuttering like crazy, not even wondering what's happening. With soon he can't even form sentences from his words as he continues stuttering like crazy. With then Katsuragi couldn't help but say, well, damn, not only that you're a shinobi, you're also cute. You got quite a bit of a toned body just by me touching your shoulder, and you got one hell of a package. Well, that settles that. You're my dream guy. With then Izuku still basically trying to come to a realization that a girl just touched him downstairs, and Asuka soon actually steps in front between Katsuragi and Izuku, saying, that's enough, Katsuragi, please stop. Izuku can't handle it anymore. I mean, just look at him. He's a freaking mess right now. Look what you've done. With then Izuku still hasn't come to his senses, as he's still basically like stuttering and still can't talk sentences. With then saying, that even makes him more perfect to tease. It's gonna be so much fun, don't you think? As Asuka has that of a pouty face, with then Katsuragi having that of a smug grin, with that of, well, feeling like she hasn't done anything wrong, before being chopped upside the head with soon she actually winces in pain, saying, "Ow, what was that for?" With then looking behind, seeing a certain black long-haired young lady who both, well, Asuka and Katsuragi are familiar with. But then Asuka saying, "Oh, thank you for coming, Ikaruga," and stopping Katsuragi from messing with Izuku. With soon, Ikaruga looks at Katsuragi as she rubs the back of her head, saying, "Hey, what was that for?" With saying, "Once again, you continue to sexually assault people around you. It's bad enough that it's always the girls at the school, but now you do it to, it's always rare seeing when you do it to a boy. Not only that, just look at the poor boy. He can't even speak anymore." With soon, she's saying, "What? You can't say that he doesn't look any cute. And besides, he's a total stud. Don't you think he's perfect for any girl, huh?" With soon, Ikaruga chops her head, saying, "That's besides the point. The point is that you've basically painted a picture on yourself. And now, I believe he won't even want to be around you." With Asuka going to Izuku, with saying, "Come on, Izuku, get a hold of yourself, please." With Izuku soon coming down from his, well, life flashing moment, with then saying, "What the, wait, I'm back to normal. Oh, thank God, I thought." With soon, he looks at Katsuragi as she soon basically waves her hand with her eyes closed with that of a, well, innocent smile. With then Izuku actually getting flustered again, hiding behind Asuka, saying, Who is she? And why was she just..." With then Asuka saying, "Like I said, they're both shinobis, and they're also friends of mine, part of the elite team at Hanzo, and they're also my senpais." The blonde-haired girl is Katsuragi, she's saying, "Hey there, cutie." And the black-haired one is Ikaruga, saying, "It's a pleasure to meet you." With that, Izuku saying, "It's a pleasure to meet you too. But why did she..." With soon Asuka saying, "She's known to grope people a lot, especially when it comes to girls." With then Katsuragi soon saying, "Hey, I just love boobs. That's no crime. But if I find a perfect man, I can't help it. And it looks like I found him. You're on my radar now, kiddo." Just with soon Izuku actually getting more flustered and nervous, hiding behind Asuka once again. With soon Ikaruga saying, "That's enough, Katsuragi." With then Asuka saying, "Izuku, I wouldn't blame you if you just want to leave now and don't want to see them again." Saying, I'm fine. I think I can handle spending time with you girls today. I think I just need to stay away from Katsuragi for at least a while." With Suj saying, "It ain't gonna be easy, little cutie." With Izuku blushing even more. With soon, Ikaruga couldn't help but sigh of annoyance, saying, "It's gonna be a long day, isn't it?" With her assumptions being right, as the three girls and the one boy just end up having fun, going to places, with Katsuragi trying so many times to harass Izuku. I mean, she doesn't really bother with Asuka for the past couple of hours, but she doesn't like seeing her crush and her first love being groped by her friend and senpai. So yeah. As for Ikaruga, she's pretty judgeful of Izuku, thinking how is a timid and shy boy like him being a shinobi, especially since he's a male, and that there are not many male shinobis left. I mean, sure, there's Sensei Kirie and Asuka's grandfather, the legendary Hanzo, but other than that, it doesn't seem like shinobi material. With Ikaruga basically writing off Izuku as not even worth her time. With soon, the day ends with Izuku still basically a hot, flustered mess after Ikaruga's last, harassment towards him. With then Asuka continue patting Izuku's back as they walk, saying, there, Izuku, just breathe in and out. So I think you're going to have a heart attack if this keeps up. With Izuku saying, you may be right, Asuka, but even so, I still enjoyed today hanging out with you three. With hearing that, Izuku couldn't help but say, Ikaruga-san is quite well, with she soon striking a pose, trying to look sexy, with Izuku blushing, saying, overwhelming. She's still pretty fun, and I know it's just in good fun, right? Saying, basically, yeah, but I still just love the feel of boobs and a certain man's package. With Izuku blushing even more, looking away. And I'm always happy spending time with you, Asuka. With soon she blushing, saying, I'm glad to hear that, Izu. With soon Ikaruga gets their attention, saying, Midoriya, is it? With Izuku saying, yes. Saying, you're a shinobi. Seeing that you know Asuka is a shinobi as well, it only makes sense, right? Saying, well, yeah. So tell me, what do you think of shinobi? Why do you wish to be a shinobi? Just by being around you, I could tell you're the type of person to always be nervous around people, nervous what people think of you, especially around girls. You do know that that shinobi nowadays are all female. If you cannot handle somebody like Katsuragi, what makes you think you can handle a shinobi in this day and age? With hearing this, soon Asuka saying, wait, Ikaruga-san, you can't just... Within, Katsuragi steps in front of Asuka, saying, I've been wanting to see this too. Besides me messing around with him, it does seem like he doesn't seem like the shinobi type. The training, I can tell. But Ikaruga has a point. If Izuku can't handle at least me messing around with him, or being around girls like us, what chance does he have to be a shinobi? With then, Izuku clenching his fist, saying, that's the thing. I trained as a shinobi, but I don't plan on becoming one. Within hearing that, both girls couldn't help but be surprised. However, Asuka is already aware of Izuku's dream, as she begins smiling, saying, I plan on becoming a hero. I'll be using my skills as a shinobi, my skills to become a great hero. A hero just like All Might, saving people with a smile on my face, no matter what. Within hearing this, Ikaruga saying, so you're basically using shinobi training as that of a way to become a hero? You're basically using all the skills that you've learned from your family and other people, such as Asuka's grandfather, to use for nothing but as a pro hero? Hearing this, Katsuragi saying, wow, that's actually impressive. I've never actually heard of anything like that before. You know what? I think I'm rooting for you, kiddo. Go for it. Let's see what you can do as a shinobi pro hero. But then Izuku couldn't help but actually scratch the back of his head of the encouragement from Katsuragi, saying, thanks. I appreciate that. With then Ikaruga clenching her fist, saying, how absurd. With Izuku's eyes widening, saying, I'm sorry? I say it's absurd. A shinobi cannot become a hero. Their duty is to protect people from the shadows. A hero is basically an overglorified celebrity. If you plan on using those skills in the way of shinobi, then with soon Ikaruga puts up a shinobi barrier. Within, everybody begins disappearing, and soon everybody appears at Hanzo Academy's shinobi training training hall, with Izuku saying, wait, what the? Within Asuka and Katsuragi looking at Ikaruga as she soon pulls out a scroll saying, Shinobi Tenshin! And then she goes into her Shinobi transformation as her normal uniform disappears as she goes naked for a split second before her Shinobi attire appears alongside a long Odachi sword. However, unlike Izuku's Odachi, it's a lot more thinner and has a lot more of a reach than Izuku's. With Izuku saying, oh no, within Asuka saying, Ikaruga, please stop this. You don't have to. Saying, you are wasting the talent of a shinobi as a glorified pro hero. This is the greatest disrespect I've ever heard of. For that, I'll show you that you don't deserve to be neither shinobi or hero. With then, Izuku was getting flustered before getting serious as his eyes turned serious, with having a serious look on his face. With then, Ikaruga sees this for a split second as she draws her sword, the legendary katana Hien. With soon Izuku seeing as she was preparing to strike, Izuku was already aware of her fighting style as it being similar to that of Iai Jutsu, as he reads her movements before he goes straight, seeing the perfect time to duck under her slash before dealing a furious blows of punches to her body, sending her backwards for a split second and then to her knees, where soon her clothing began to be torn from each strike. With soon she's saying, how did he? With then Katsuragi saying, whoa, I didn't even see. With then he brings out one of his scrolls from his back pocket, as it being his Odachi, as he draws the long blade and puts it on his side, with saying, come, you want to see my resolve as a shinobi and a hero? Then let me show you, Ikaruga senpai. After hearing this, Ikaruga stands back up, getting back into her fighting stance, preparing to draw her sword once again. With then, the two begin to strike at one another, clashing with their blades over and over again, as Izuku has to make sure to dodge each and every one of her strikes and hits, as she is way faster than Izuku when it comes to quick draw slashes and attacks. Izuku has to be prepared and wait for the perfect time to use the Shinobi Tenshin to strike back. With each and every dodge he's prepared. He sees an opening as he slices through her uniform once again, showing that of a black bra and panties. However, she's still in somewhat of her Shinobi Tenshin uniform. With then she's saying, how dare you? How did? With soon Izuku saying, now to finish this, Shinobi Tenshin! As then he transforms as well. With soon he goes naked for a split second before turning into his shinobi attire. With then removing the mask on his face for a split second, saying, I'll show you my resolve, my determination of a hero and a shinobi, as he draws his second Odachi from his back. Within, it begins both swords begin to crackle wind and lightning at the same time. With soon, Ikaruga begins to burst her blue flames across her sword into right through her right hand, with saying, come, Midoriya, show me what you can do. With then, both of them begin to clash at blinding speeds at each and every strike, with blue flames being erupted from Ikaruga trying to strike at Izuku. Within, lightning and wind began to try to electrify and cut up her shinobi attire even more and try to end this as soon as possible. As it looks like they're both evenly matched. However, Ikaruga is still holding back. With soon, she's saying, "You are truly strong, Midoriya. I will give you that." But then Izuku couldn't help but smile, saying, "Same goes for you. It only makes sense on why you're a second year after all." Saying, "Indeed. However, I will show you something that you do lack. I can tell you do not have a guardian spirit." But then Izuku saying, "Wait, guardian spirit? What's that?" Saying, "It's something that most shinobis learn once they go into a shinobi high school, especially like Hanzo. I already acquired my guardian spirit." But then Izuku's eyes began widening, saying, "Wait, what? You have? But how did you?" "Now, I'm going to show you my guardian spirit, my true power." As she soon goes into her ninjutsu form. After getting into that stance, a flaming blue phoenix appears behind her in all of its majestic glory. With Izuku's eyes begin widening, seeing such a majestic being of pure power and flames. Within, she's saying, "Secret ninja art, Hien Hosen, Mode 1." As soon she unleashes a flurry of quick draw slashes, with Izuku being unable to catch each and every slash, with he already aware that he's been cut up at least about 20 times. However, if he can strike her down before she can sheath her sword, however, it was already too late. Within her sword being sheathed, with Izuku's entire clothes being ripped up, leaving him left in his boxers, which are all my thing. Within, as he soon lands on the ground, it basically on all fours, panting in that of pain, in that of somewhat small pain, saying, "Damn it, I lost." With soon, she's saying, "It's over, but I haven't lost." He stands back up, preparing both his blades, saying, "I won't lose. Not here, not now. I swear it. Because this is my determination. I refuse to give up, no matter what." With that, Ikaruga can see the resolve in Izuku's eyes, that determination to never give up. With that, she couldn't help but actually shut down the barrier and then revert her clothes back to normal. Then Izuku's clothes revert back to normal as well. Within, as the barrier shatters, soon both Izuku and Ikaruga will stand right back next to Asuka and Katsuragi. But then Asuka saying, "What the heck was that for, Ikaruga?" With saying, "Yeah, girl, that's nothing like you. What happened?" Saying, "I just want to test his strength. If he's true, if he has the resolve to become a pro hero by using shinobi abilities. Personally, I despise heroes." Within, Izuku saying, "What? But why? Not only that, Hanzo Academy is a hero school. It is a hero school, but it's mainly for shinobis. When I see the hero students at Hanzo Academy, all I see is a bunch of arrogant, stuck-up brats who think that they have the right to become heroes. That's all I see. But you, on the other hand, I can tell that your words are genuine. You genuinely wish to become a hero to protect people, especially in your determination not to lose. So for that, I'll accept you. But if I see you falter even once, I will cut you down. Is that understood, Izuku Midoriya?" Within, Izuku saying, "Yes, I understand. That's why I'll make sure that you don't get the chance to." I'll gain my guardian spirit as well and become strong. With that, she couldn't help but smirk for a split second, saying, "Good. Now then, I had a good time. I hope we can do this again in the future." With Sunchi walking off, within Katsuragi saying, "Hey, wait up!" Within Asuka soon looking at Izuku saying, "Are you sure you're okay, Izuku?" Saying, "Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. But still, if she's this strong, no wonder she's the leader of your team." Saying, "Yeah, she really is strong, and I admire that strength a lot. But hopefully, maybe, nah." Saying, "What is it?" Saying, "Nothing to worry about right now. Just continue being you, okay, Izuku? And I'll get stronger too. Just make sure that you pass the UA entrance exam, okay?" With soon Izuku saying, "You bet." With then catching up with her two senpais. As for Ikaruga, she eternally thinks, seeing, "I thought that all male shinobis just basically people who look down on everyone else. I guess it's because the only male shinobi I have a reference for is my older brother. But Izuku's different. Maybe he can still be a hero like that. I hope when I get to see him again." With that, she gets out of her bunk before getting groped on her left breast by Katsuragi saying, "Stop that!" Saying, "Aw, you're no fun. I guess it's more fun doing with Asuka." Saying, "Just stop, would you?" With then, Izuku heads back home. As the months go by, Izuku still continues his training with All Might, his dad, and Hanzo. However, given that he doesn't spend as much time with All Might, and especially with his dad and Hanzo, he mostly spends most of his time, with most of the girls actually, being Asuka, Katsuragi, and Ikaruga. Even spending a lot of time with Mirai at his school, as they become pretty fast friends in just a couple of months. Little did Izuku know, she actually began falling for Izuku, with the two spending almost all of their free time together at school, even walking together at school, with a lot of people making rumors about the quirkless couple, with Izuku not even bothered by the rumors. Mirai was first bothered by them a little bit, but she wouldn't mind being in a relationship with Izuku, not one bit. Even when she's bullied by everyone else at, Aldera, she doesn't care. As long as she's around Izuku, that's all that matters. As her bullies begin to notice this and begin to do something that's quite unforgivable. As school was about to let out and Izuku was about to meet Mirai, she was already about to leave the school until she gets a letter in her locker, as it says, "Dear Mirai, this is Izuku. I was wondering if you might want to do something special with me. Meet me behind the school's main gymnasium around 5 o'clock. Sincerely yours, Izuku." Seeing this letter, she couldn't help but feel somewhat, excited and happy at the same time. With then, she heads back home, actually feeling like she's going to doll herself up, thinking that Izuku is going to confess to her. With that, however, little she know, it's actually from the bullies that's been messing with her all this time. As for Izuku, he's not really aware on what's going on right now, but he can't help but have that of a nagging feeling in the back of his head, as he ignores it for the time being. As hours have passed, Mirai heads back to the school around the time that she was supposed to arrive, wearing that of a pretty dolled up, dressed in purple dress, along with her wearing quite a bit of makeup as well, but not too much. But then she waiting behind the school gym, waiting for Izuku. However, after at least a couple of minutes or so, she realized that Izuku isn't coming before feeling like somebody just, began dumping something on her face before soon feathers began falling down on her. With that, she begins wondering what's going on. Then she begins hearing laughter. Then she's saying, what did you, Izuku? Then one of the kids saying, you stupid quirkless bitch. You really think that Midoriya is going to be here to save you? You quirkless losers need to learn your place. And once we're done with you, we'll do the same thing to Midoriya as well. We can tell the two of you actually have feelings for one another. Just make sure, but if you ever tell him about this, it's going to be a lot worse. She's saying, why would you? I haven't done anything wrong to you. We haven't done anything wrong to you. What the hell is wrong with you bastards? Soon she began tearing up and crying. Then one of them saying, because this is how the world works. You quirkless losers need to be our stress release and know your place, while those with quirks stand up top around you all. Remember that. Then everybody began leaving. However, 3 of the guys soon stayed, with one of them saying, even though you're basically a quirkless loser, we could have a little fun with you before we all leave then. Soon she's basically backing up from the guy. However, 2 other guys come up behind saying, no, please, don't. Soon they all begin smiling. Before she screams out, Izuku, please help me. With Izuku actually having that nagging feeling again, but this time he doesn't ignore it, as for some reason it feels like he needs to head back to Aldera. With that, he leaves his house, jumping out of his window and going from building to building, with trying to see what's going on. What is this uneasy feeling I feel? With many of the guys ripping off her now ruined dress, with soon saying, just shut up, you annoying bitch, and just take it already. With Mirai continues screaming, with one of the guys actually punching her and then covering her mouth, as one of them was about to take her purity. Then she begins tearing up, screaming, please save me, Izuku. She continues hoping that Izuku would show up, hoping that the boy she loves would come and save her. With that, soon after, the guy that was in front of her gets sent flying backwards. Within the other 2 begin thinking, what the? Until they see somebody standing above them, as his entire face is completely shaded. However, the darkness within can see that of red eyes of a demon. With both boys begin screaming in fear before the figure throws multiple shurikens at the boys, basically not stabbing them in the back, with them falling on the ground in pain. As for the other guy, he's getting back up, saying, you bastard, how dare you get, before being held up by his throat, as the figure is wearing that of suit of armor, with then saying, you dare touch a lady like that. You need to be punished for your crimes. Saying, what? She's just a quirkless bitch. What's the harm? Saying, people are still people, no matter what they are, or something that they can't help in their genetics. Somebody like you deserves nothing but death. With that, soon they snap their neck as the person in the suit of samurai armor goes to Mirai saying, "Girl, if you don't wish for something like this to happen again, become stronger, get stronger. Quirks aren't everything. It's how you gain the power that matters." With that, Mirai couldn't help but admire the figure in front of her. Then soon they disappear in a split second before Izuku shows up saying, "What the heck is going on? Wait, those are shurikens. How did..." Soon he sees Mirai going to her as he sees her basically half naked, within seeing something else being of blood, saying, "Oh my god. Mirai, are you..." "I'm fine." Saying, "But you..." "I said I'm fine." "Thanks for coming, Izuku. But I'm fine, but I can take care of myself now." Saying, "At least let me take you home. I'm good. Just go." Then we need to call the cops or Hero, saying, "I said I'm fine, damn it, just leave me alone." With Izuku completely caught off guard by Mirai's outburst, saying, just go. I don't need this anymore. I'm done." With soon she goes off running away from Izuku and out of the school. But then Izuku, feeling frustrated and feeling so stupid not being here on time, but he wants to know on who saved Mirai before he showed up. As Izuku looks up, he feels like he saw somebody, but he can't see them now. With then the person that removes their helmet being Suzune, with then saying, "Izuku Midoriya, you can't save everybody, no matter how fast or how much you want to. Sometimes you can't always be it everywhere, no matter what. And it's sometimes the people around you that pay the price the most. Take this lessons to heart." Shizune soon heads back to Hibijo Academy, about to welcome a new addition to the evil shinobi school. Within the next couple of days, Izuku has found out that Mirai has moved away far from Aldera Junior High. With hearing that, and also found out that one of the students has died, with some people actually thinking that Mirai was the one who killed them, even though there's no evidence saying that she did. With that, Izuku never saw Mirai again. Well, at least for the next couple of months or so. However, that's in the near future or so. Izuku's training continues no matter what. How even with the loss of another friend in his life, he couldn't help. He still continues to move forward. Still continues to become stronger. However, this time he pushes himself even further, even harder, because he feels like he was responsible for what happened to Mirai. He feels responsible for not being there sooner to save her, to protect her. Everybody began to notice this, that Izuku was pushing himself too far, from his mother to his father to his shinobi friends, and even Yagayu, who also catches Izuku from time to time as well, and is worried for her hero, with Izuku saying that he just needs to get stronger, that he needs to become stronger to protect everybody, with even All Might worried for the Green Net. But even though he pushes himself even further, he pushes himself to become that strong shinobi that's always there for everyone, that hero that can protect everybody. He doesn't push everybody away. He's honest with them. He tells them that he feels responsible for what happened to Mirai, which everybody tells him to never let go of that feeling, but to pace himself, to not overwhelm himself over and over again. He listens to their words, but still works hard. Not to the same degree that he was before for the next couple of months, but still works hard. As it's now time for the UA entrance exam, the thing he's been waiting for so long, as it's been a long year of so many things that has been happening to him, of gaining new friends and also losing old friends as well. But even so, he'll continue moving forward, continue becoming stronger. As Izuku heads into UA, he soon takes the written portion of the entrance exam, passes it with flying colors actually, and then heads to the presentation hall where President Mike begins explaining everything about this exam. However, the practical portion will be a little bit different this time. Instead of just taking out robots, they'll be having 3 portions. The first one being gathering information and intelligence. The second one being that of rescuing, and the third one defeating villains, being the robots as always. This year, they want to see if there are other people that can strive to become heroes besides just defeating robots and having to figure out the secret rescue point system that nobody actually finds out about until the end of the exam, which I always found pretty damn stupid. So yeah, hearing this, Izuku doesn't let it get to him, as he will pass the exam, that he will become a hero no matter what it takes, no matter how far he has to go. He will save as many people as he can. He will protect everybody that he holds dear. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to read them. Also, I did say we were getting to the entrance exam in the last chapter, but I wanted to get there. But I wanted to make it quick because, well, I didn't think that the other part of Ikaraga's fight would take too long when I wrote the script. So yeah. Also, about that moment about Mirai, I'm not trying to be mean, but if any of you who play Senran Kagura know her backstory, she was severely bullied, and given that Izuku is kind to her and caring, I could see her bullies basically going in a far way just to make her life even worse, just because she's happy. And especially given that she's quirkless, yeah, and seeing on how much bullshit that Izuku has gone through as quirkless as well, it only makes sense a certain number of entitled quirk people would go into a far way after all. And I hope that you guys didn't feel uncomfortable about that. If you guys did, I am so sorry. I truly do mean it though. With that, I hope you guys can enjoy. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to read them. Also hit that bell notification to keep up to date with my videos when I upload on this channel. Also check out my Discord, my gaming channel, my main channel, and my Patreon. All linked in the description below. With all that said, this is Leon Mookie signing out, and take care everyone.